What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Dark Souls. Hello, Solaire. Yeah, he's still here. He's just kind of hanging out, looking all depressed. Probably feeling a lot of self-pity at the moment, too. You gotta feel for the guy, but, you know, like many of us, he didn't know what was good for him, so we had to kill the thing that he was searching for in the last episode, which led to Solaire becoming very upset. You know, luckily he doesn't know it was us yet, so he's still going to help us out. You can summon Solaire for the final boss of the game if you keep him alive. I probably won't bother with summoning him, but that is an option. But yeah, he's alive. You know, that's something to be thankful for, right? Anyway, we are now in Lost Izalith, and other than being probably the worst looking area in the game, it just straight up, I'm not gonna lie to you, but this is probably the worst area in all of the game. Dark Souls 1 has a lot of amazing... Can I not get up on here? Whatever. Have it your way, game. Dark Souls 1 has a lot of really awesome areas and environments, with a lot of really awesome bosses, and a lot of very fun enemies to fight. This area fails on so many levels. So what we're going to be trying to do this episode is just get through this place, man. That is the objective. Just get through this place without losing our sanity, without pulling our hair out, because there are a lot of things about this area that I don't appreciate a whole lot, but we'll get into that as it happens. Anyway, it's pretty awesome that we got the orange charred ring by killing the centipede demons, so we can now just run through all the lava. Don't really care too much about it because it still does a small amount of damage to you, but it's not too serious, so you can run through the lava for extended periods of time without too much bodily harm coming to your person, which is pretty awesome. There's a chest in this area which contains one of 2 Soul of the Great Heroes in game, which is 20,000 souls. It's the strongest soul item you can get. Well, actually, I take that back. I believe some of the boss souls from the DLC actually are more, but until then, it's the strongest soul-giving item you can get in the game, which is pretty cool, because we have one of them. Alright, so there is a hidden bonfire in Lost Izalith, and due to the nature of the boss fight for this area, it's strongly recommended to get it, because, oh, there's an item up here, too. I think I forgot about this one. Twin Humanities? Alright. Not entirely necessary for anything. Also, these giant creatures, which are called, I believe, Bounding Demons. Yeah, they're pretty huge and scary, but they're also slow, and they have, like, really poor eyesight or something, because they can't notice you unless you're, like, right next to them, so they're really not very intimidating at all, or scary. Alright, let's rush to this bonfire. Let's dip. And let's head into Lost Izalith. Yeah, all this lava stuff, it was nice and all while it lasted, but it's time to head into the ruins where we can actually do stuff. I imagine there's some items out there among the lava, in the lava, that you can probably access. I've never bothered exploring the lava all that much, other than just the pathway to get here. And, you know, that Soul of a Great Hero, really. But other than those things in the hidden bonfire, I don't know anything about the lava lake, so there's probably a couple items out there somewhere that are hidden and all that, but I don't know everything about this game, man. So it's okay, you know, we're just gonna let the lava lake be, because I don't really have any desire to be in Lost Izalith for any longer than is absolutely necessary. So the boss of this area is called the Bed of Chaos, and you know, just those words alone will strike fear into the hearts of some seasoned Dark Souls 2 players, because this boss has a really, really bad reputation. But I'm going to be trying to show y'all how to get through the boss in a pretty easy way. I'll be doing my best. Hopefully we'll succeed. There's also a fairly strong enemy coming up here in a second, so I'm going to hopefully not die to him. Right up here, this is a Pyromancer. There's only, like, one of these dudes in the entire game, and he does not respawn. Yeah, well, I just called him a very difficult enemy and then killed him in 3 swings of my sword, and he didn't even get a chance to do anything. But take my word for it, that guy can freaking mess your day up if you're not prepared for him. He also drops Izalith Catalyst, which I don't think there's anything particularly great about that catalyst, but it's there if you want it. Be killing these fools here. Oh my gosh, the damage is so much better with Crystal Magic Weapon. It must have just been raising our intelligence, man, that helped out. Although I believe this catalyst that we're using, the Oolacile catalyst, it doesn't scale with your intelligence level, so I don't think your intelligence level matters. So I figured out how some of these spells work because someone was trying to explain it to me in a comment. Basically, with most staffs in the game, the staff gets more effective as your intelligence increases. So the higher your intelligence, the better the staff is going to be. This Oolacile catalyst is already pretty good, but it does not get better as your intelligence level decreases. So it's really good if your intelligence is low, but once you get to about 30-ish intelligence, like pretty much every other staff in the game is better. Or catalyst, I should say, as this game calls them. There's an item down there. Screw it, we're not going to grab it, because I got other stuff to do, man. Alright, so I'm going to try to avoid these fools as much as possible. So we all remember Sigmar of Catarina, of course. I believe this is the next time that we meet him. The floor will collapse here. It's very terrifying. And there he is, right there. He's actually asleep right now. We're not going to wake him for a little bit. But this is kind of like the area that's do or die. This is where you help Sigmar out. And it's very, very easy to mess this up. So I'm going to be super cautious. But basically there's 4 of these. Oh, we're doing like no damage. This is bad. This is real bad. Well, I'm just going to try. Actually, I have some other arrow types, don't I? I think I do. Yeah. Let's see if these do more damage. 30 damage per shot. That's not a whole lot. But what we need to do in order to succeed Sigmar of Catarina's quest is we have to kill like 3 of these things. Basically what happens is if we wake him up, he'll say, oh no, there's all these monsters down here. And then he'll say something like, oh, you've helped me out so much in the past, this is my turn to help you out. And then he'll jump down there and he'll just immediately die because there's 4 of them and they're pretty strong. They're not very strong one-on-one, but when you're trying to fight 4 at once, they're pretty scary. So what we need to do is we need to kill 3 of them because they don't respawn. The ones down here at least don't. So we need to kill 3, and then we can talk to Sigmar of Catarina. And after 3 are dead, he'll jump down and he'll just be fighting one-on-one, and then we can also jump down and try to help him out and stuff. So hopefully it'll go okay. So yeah, like my grand strategy here is to jump down there into the middle of all those dudes and just try to take him on. So this is probably going to be going horribly, and there's a good chance of death happening here, but I'll do my best. First of all, we got to buff up. One thing to keep in mind is these guys can eat you. They can like grab you, throw you into the top of them, and like try to swallow you. It's pretty scary when it happens. It does a ton of damage. It's really hard to avoid. So I will, again, just try to do my best. But you don't want to jump on top of them, because if you do that, yeah, that happens. So they break your weapon if they hit you with that steam stuff that comes out of their hands. So as you can see, these things are a real friggin' pain to deal with if you are a melee character. If you're a mage or a range character with like access to a good bow, access to some good spells, no problem. Like many things in this game, these creatures are absolutely zero problem at all if you have access to good ranged attacks, but we do not. So I'll use one of these Souls of a Brave Warrior to repair our equipment. Let's see. Repair our sword. Luckily this game isn't like Dark Souls 2, where if your stuff breaks you have to go to a blacksmith. I'm very thankful. You can just repair all your own stuff at a bonfire. I'm repairing everything right now just because we had some souls to do it, so we might as well, really. Alright, so let's head back for our second attempt here. Luckily we won't have to deal with that pyromancer again. He's dead for good this time. So there's 2 left remaining alive, right? 2 of these crazy bug-eyed giant cylindrical cone head dudes. I just need to kill 1 more, And then we'll leave the final one alive. We'll talk to Siegmeyer. He'll jump down there, and we'll help him kill the last one. And hopefully, if all goes well, fingers crossed, that will complete the quest. And then he'll move on to the final area where you can find him. So that's the ideal here. That's what we're aiming for. So hopefully I don't mess it up. And I think, actually, that we're going to have to make this run from the bonfire a couple more times, because I believe there's no way to get out once you jump down into that pit with all the monsters. I think that the only way to get out is actually to, like, Homeward Bone out. I could be wrong about that, and hopefully I am. So you don't want to be hit by that gas stuff, because it breaks your weapon. We really don't want that to happen, because, well, it just kind of screws you up, right? So I am going to preemptively buff up here in a second as we get down there. All of the dragon statue dudes really aren't that much of a problem, so I'm not even worried about them. 2 more of these abominations left. Alright, let's kill another one, and then dip, and then we can deal with the last one with Siegmeyer's help. I think there's quite a few souls down there too, so I would like to get my souls. So yeah, you just really don't want to be hit by their steam, because it pretty much freaking one-hits you, so I'm going to power within because I forgot to do that. Crystal magic again. And you don't want to jump on top of them, because if you jump on top of them, what happens is you get eaten, and it hurts, and it sucks. Dodge that grab attack. Alright. So I'm getting poisoned here, which is not the worst thing in the world. What is the worst thing in the world is getting hit by that fool. So I just need to get the heck out of dodge at the moment. So this demon right here, I think I can kill this one and suffer no repercussions, so we'll do that. But I need to leave that last one there alive. Is that death? That looks like death. If I drop down that hole. So, gonna get out of here. Hopefully the demon will be trapped behind. I don't think he can get across here, so we should be safe for now. Oh, looks like there is a way out. Cool. Alright, so we should be able to talk to Siegmeyer here and help him out. Providing we can get back to him. Let's see. I'm going to walk along this tree branch. Hopefully this leads somewhere. Man, this poison timer lasts a long time. Okay, so Siegmeyer is here. The demon is not, however. So, we're going to quit the game, and hopefully that will... hopefully this will, like, cause the enemy to respawn in his typical location. There we go. No, he's not there. Wonderful. Oh, crap. I might screw this up, but we're just going to go ahead and talk to Siegmeyer. No, I didn't. No! No! Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we just failed the quest because even though they're not all dead, apparently what happened is I lured one of the demons too far away, so the game screwed up, and Siegmeyer, I guess, assumed that it was dead, even though it's not. So apparently what that means is we messed up the quest. So what's supposed to happen there, and there's no way to redo that without starting a new character. There's no way to redo what just happened at all. You're stuck with how it is, because this game, you know, saves all the time. So what you're supposed to do there is you're supposed to kill 3 and then allow Siegmeyer to jump down and fight the last one, help him defeat it, and when that happens, then he will say something along the lines of, you know, oh, I didn't expect to survive, but I survived it. Thank you for helping me out once again. And then he'll move on to the next area. But for whatever reason, that quest is super finicky and super hard, and this is actually the 3rd time I've attempted the Siegmeyer of Catarina quest and failed it, so I'm pretty freaking not pleased with how that went down. So we're going to take out our wrath here on the boss of the area, and the boss is known as the Bed of Chaos. Pretty infamous boss, because it's not really a boss fight, it's more of kind of like a puzzle. And it's very, very easy to die if you don't know what you're doing. It's actually pretty easy to die even if you do know what you're doing. I'm saying that because I will probably die, and I've played through Lost Izalith enough times to hopefully be at the point where I somewhat know what I'm doing at this point. I do know a strategy that kind of works. Can I jump over this tree root here? Yes, I can. Alright. I know a strategy for the boss here which works to some extent. So hopefully we'll be alright. So we'll go in there. We'll try it. We'll see how things go. And yeah, I mean, we'll see the Bed of Chaos in action. A boss that has just ruined a lot of people's experiences with this game, because it can result in just endless deaths if you're not sure how to go about defeating this boss. On the bright side, you get to slide down kind of a cool, you know, slalom slope here to start the boss fight. And you get to slide down this thing many times if you die a bunch, which is always fun. So I'm banking on probably a death or two happening. Oh, we don't get a cutscene to start the boss fight? Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I'm banking on definitely a death or two happening during this boss fight. It'd be nice to not have that be the case. So what we gotta do is kind of like come to these root things at the sides, and when you destroy the orbs, the cores, or whatever you want to call them, well, first of all, it pisses off the Bed of Chaos, but you have to do this like 3 times. You have to hit 3 different sections of the Bed of Chaos in order to kill it. And she'll like grow a giant demon wing here in a second, and that thing will try to slash you and kill you. Alright, so we've had it with this boss. We're just going to quit the game. Yep. So the reason why we quit the game there is because when you quit a game inside a boss room, what happens is you spawn outside the boss room. So we spawn up at the fog here at the start. And now we get to start at the middle in the front of the Bed of Chaos. And we don't have to deal with trying to run back to the starting point. So it saves you a little bit of time and hopefully a little bit of frustration as well. Okay, so for the second phase of the Bed of Chaos, this part is also kind of cheesy. She will blow holes in the ground as well. What you get to do here is, I hope we're safe. I believe we are. But what we get to do here is pull out our bow and shoot. It's one of the few times a bow can actually be useful in Dark Souls 1. There's not a whole lot of situations where the bows are great. This particular one, the bow is pretty great though. I want to say we can go all the way up to here and actually be safe. So several of these bow shots are just going to be like breaking down branches before we can actually get a clean shot in at the core here. And I only have 24 more arrows, so hopefully this works fairly soon. I'm not sure on like the exact spot that we're supposed to be firing this thing. Come on. I'm just gonna be moving around the target reticle ever so slightly until we finally get a shot. And by this point, the Bed of Chaos has just given up. Like, look, she's just like, you know what? I'm gonna just accept my fate here. I'm probably gonna get hit both on those demon wings and die any second. Come on, please. Don't let me run out of arrows here. Is that gonna work? There we go. Alright, got it. So that can be kind of finicky as well if you don't know the exact placement of the bow where you're supposed to be aiming at. And she'll grow a second demon wing this time. And now she's just really absolutely terrifying at this stage. Alright. Let's run back to the center. And both of our demon wings are going to be like constantly slapping the ground and stuff and making things pretty terrifying. We're actually safe standing right here. I take that back. We're not. There is a safe spot somewhere around here. I can't seem to remember where it's at, though. Okay, so what we want her to do is we want to, like, bait out an attack here from the Bed of Chaos. Bait out that attack there, and then make a run. And a jump, and we got slapped. I was trying to bait out that slapping attack, so it didn't hit me when I run forward and I jumped, and I did bait out the slapping attack, but apparently I didn't go fast enough after, and she slapped again, and I got slapped. Alright, so hopefully this won't take too many tries here. And I'm not gonna lie, I freaking straight up cheesed the first 2 stages of that fight. Well, I guess not the first stage, because the first stage, when you first enter in the Bed of Chaos fight, you just run to the right, and she doesn't really do a whole lot. It's only after you destroy her first light orb thing at her side, and she sprouts the first demon wing, where the boss fight becomes a little bit more challenging. So this boss fight is entirely pattern based. She's always going to use certain attacks at certain times. I don't know exactly how they all work, though, and that's why a death just happened. But a lot of people, like, I kind of consider this boss unfair and stuff. It's not necessarily that that's the case. I don't think it's a great boss just because that it's so unlike anything else you've seen before in the game up to this stage. So where in most cases you ideally want a boss to be like a test of your abilities in combat from what you've learned up to this point, the Bed of Chaos is just kind of like this random, oh, there's a whole bunch of attacks that you can take the time to memorize, or just cheese the heck out of the boss, or just run around and hope you don't get hit. I kind of have a combination of those second of those 3 approaches, the second and third of those 3 approaches. Alright, so yeah, now the middle of the Bed of Chaos will be opened up. So hopefully we should just be able to make a jump for it. Make a run and a jump. Okay, I want her to slap. She's slapping. And now we run. Nope, now we don't run. Get back. You don't know me like that. Okay, slap. Do your slap thing. Demon wing stab. Okay, so we should be able to run and jump and fall. Alright. We made it. I probably didn't even need to cut because that was just the very next attempt. Went a little bit more to the right this time and ended up making the jump. And there's our buddy old pal Bed of Chaos killed. Which is wonderful. 420 present. Humanity. 1 solitary humanity is all you get for that harrowing experience. Oh, what was that? that was freaky, man. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's just dip. You get a bonfire here. You actually can't go back the way you came. So you kind of have to teleport out of here, either by bonfire or by Homeward Bone if you want to grab some more items in the Lost Izalith. And there are some more items to grab. There is a red Titanite slab, which you need for plus 10 fire weapons or plus 5 chaos weapons. There's a Titanite demon that you can kill if you want demon Titanite. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more stuff, but that's all I got in the memory banks. But I'm not a huge fan of Lost Izalith, you couldn't tell already, so I'd rather just dip. And since this isn't like a 100% playthrough or anything like that, just a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff for the most part. So, I'm a little bit sore about the fact that we did not manage to free Sigmire of Katarina. And I'm going to say I did my best, and unfortunately, due to the fact that one of those creatures got stuck and the game considered him dead or something like that. We could not complete his quest, which really sucks, but it is what it is. So for the next time, you're not sleeping, are you? I'm hearing a snoring sound going on. I think it's the primordial serpent over here. Yeah, it's him. Anyway, next time, I think we're probably going to go for the catacombs. And go for fighting a bunch of spooky, scary skeletons. Which should be fun. But anyway, I'll leave it there. We finished the Bed of Chaos, which is a beautiful thing to say, because I really was not looking forward to playing this particular segment of the game. We got it over with probably less pain than was expected. So that's nice. And I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one.